YouTube, what's up? Thanks for watching. Welcome back to the channel. We are doing what everyone has been asking me about lately, and that is a walk around of the truck. Bunch of DMs on Instagram and then a few comments on YouTube related to that topic of what the heck does this truck look like on the outside? Does it function with the rear doors in the back? All that stuff I could easily answer via a comment on Instagram or YouTube, but I want to just show you because that would be so much cooler. So that is what we're doing. At least on the second gen Rams, they all have the, I want to say it's that stainless steel, like rocker trim pieces. They all go right here. See where I've taken them off, or I'm going to be sanding all that down. The problem with that is, but as far as the prep work goes, I mean, as you can see, if your surface isn't nice and clean when you go to stick that stuff on, especially along the top, a lot of moisture gets sitting back there, and it's been back there for quite a while. So the driver's side is by far the worst. I do have a little bit here on the, I guess on the passenger side, second door, I guess. It's also the same. But a lot of that, fortunately enough, is just surface rust. It is not that bad. But look at the doors. And I'll show you on the other side, the door is pretty much off of a standard cab. And I'll show you what I mean. On a standard cab, the door comes all the way down, just like this, more or less to a point. And when I was going to replace this, see, this one is not that bad. There's not a lot of rust from the panel that was on here before. That one was actually done pretty good, but we'll walk around here to the other side. One of the parts trucks that I bought was a quad cab, and I was thinking, since this truck was originally a quad cab, that the doors would go bolt right on. And they do. They bolt on perfect, but they're off a quad cab. So I'll actually go back and show you what I mean. This comes down here and is more of a curve. Probably hard to tell in the video, but I'll show you the difference. So when you go to close this, see that right there? That is not supposed to be like that. And this door is off of a quad cab, the front door. So the front door is off a quad cab. Originally thinking, my thought process was that this was a quad cab truck, which it was. But when you go to shut this door, everything lines up beautifully. Perfect body line all the way down. So I'm kind of leaving out who did the conversion. I have told a few people, but I don't want anybody to, I'm still, like I said before at the beginning of this, is I'm still learning what to say. I want to come across as I'm knocking the company that did this, which I'm not. So I'm just saying it could have been, the previous owner and neglect and that sort of thing. Because I do know this thing sat for a little bit. It's just really hard for me to imagine how someone could let a truck like this, it's so rare, get to the condition that it's in. But let's get on here, back here to the back door. So actually, to finish off what I was saying, you'll notice on here, I have a seat cover on here, but the front door, or excuse me, the front of the cab is like a standard cab. And what I mean by that is these are standard seats, standard cab seats. As far as they don't have the seat belt, which would normally be right here, as you can see back there. So They have it here on the, they're not in the seat like pretty much any other quad cab truck would be. And this is pretty much, the interior is pretty much at least the front of the truck, pretty much the same. This is the back. This is a tailgate, got future plans for that. Don't worry about that. But this is it. These doors don't open as wide, or I guess as far out as the front. The second row of seats is pretty much the front seats of a normal quad cab. But they do slide forward, they do slide backward. There's a ton of room. Actually, I want to say the second row of seats has more room than the front row of seats, believe it or not. Kind of hard to tell right here, but there is just a ton. And then, just like you would expect in a normal back seat. I want to try to show you guys a video, or actually a bunch of videos, a series of videos of what I'm doing with this truck, the color of what the truck is going to be, and just the prepping and how we're going to do it, and taking the doors off, because I tell you what, trying to get the panels off a conversion door that no one has ever really done. I mean, by all means, if someone could find me a video of how to take off a door panel of a truck that you can't find anything in a manual, you can't find anything off of, feel free to send it to me. I'm pretty sure that it can't be that hard given any other door panel. However, if I break something off of that door panel, you can see the dilemma I might be putting myself in. So, for all the other second gen guys, you guys pretty much know what I'm talking about. Headliners, even a conversion headliner, has its drawbacks, and this thing definitely has had it. Definitely needs a little bit of love. That big one back there was, I think my little girl had maybe a little something to do with that one. But other than that, you can see the body work needs to be done on the truck. And it is lifted. I do want to say it has a 6-inch lift on it. We're replacing that. It is sitting on 315 75R16s. I want to say those are Goodyear Wrangler Duratex. So those will be coming off the truck. I do have actually have a couple sets of wheels in mind that I want to take a look at before I kind of make my decision to throw on those 38s. But I'm hoping that I can run those 38s with the way that it is now without too much modification to the fenders, because I really do not want to go any higher for a few reasons. I'm going to have a hard time storing this thing. It already barely, and I mean barely, fits in my garage. My garage at home is a 24 by 24, and this truck is 23 feet 4 inches long. So it's difficult to get this thing in there. So rockers is going to need to be done to this as well. So got some body work found, a really nice company that I was at that 4x4 swap meet. There was a ton of fabrication shops that were there. A bunch of them had booths up and vehicles that were all decked out and everything that they make. So I found and it's going to have to be obviously a custom set, because I'm not sure how I want to do it. I'm not sure if I want to do obviously you have a step for each door, so one and then there. I don't know if I want another step here and then also a step here, if I wanted to run all the way pretty much from wheel well to wheel well. I think I want to do that because the whole idea of this truck is it's supposed to be unique. It's supposed to be something that you don't normally see. So 4 steps, going around. It's not really that big of a deal, but it is, it's just something that you haven't seen before. Along with even a detail like that, that's what I'm trying to do, is to set myself apart. Is everything that I touch on this truck, I want it to have some kind of meaning behind it, that it's not like everything else. So even with the tires, they're Fuel Gripper MTs. These are 38, 15.5, 22s. And just from the research that I've done, there's not a lot of companies out there that are running a 22-inch 38. I'm sure if I dug down a little bit deeper, but I couldn't really find much. So even a detail down to the tire is something that I'm addressing as far as a characteristic of the truck. So exhaust, it does have a muffler. It does not have a cat. But other than that, it came with a exhaust brake, and that is it. No chip was on the truck, as far as I could tell. Nothing was mounted. There were no holes in, maybe the steering base column underneath the steering wheel. A lot of people will drill a hole there and put a switch or put some kind of, a controller of some kind. Nothing of that was there. I didn't really see any wires that may have been messed with or tampered with under the hood. Just have to go with, your gut on it, and a lot of it is based on the person you bought the truck from and what they used it for and that kind of thing. I can't really imagine anybody hot rodding a truck like this around. I mean, it's heavy. She's over 8,000 pounds with me in it. So as far as somebody wanting to make this truck go fast, can't really think of a reason why you would want to do that. That would definitely not be the direction that you would want to go with a truck that weighs over 4 tons, at least in my opinion. But other than that, stock intake, it does have the triple gauges. It does have the 3 gauges, Trans-Temp, boost, and EGTs. What else? Oh, the mirrors. These are from 1A Auto. And the reason why I got these mirrors is because they are the only company that makes a 4th gen mirror for a 2nd gen. So the whole setup is there. It actually is mounted the exact same way as any other mirror. It's power. It does have these have the smoked lenses with LEDs. So I mean, they fold down. They fold down just like anything else. So I have not wired those in yet. Those can be wired off of your driving lights, so they will always stay on, or you can have them to go off your blinkers, either or. But that is just tapping in to which wire you want that to go with. So the only thing that they have different is behind here. Oops, the only thing different, not sure what happened there, my phone just went off. The only thing different is they do have a support plate that goes back here to help brace it in there, because it is, I guess the 4th gen mirrors are a little bit heavier than normal. Questions, feel free to leave them down below. That's about it. That's all I can really think of. Hope everyone liked the video. Bear with me, I know it's kind of windy out here. Mike's probably been tearing up the audio, but I think that's gonna be a wrap. All right, so just got done with the shoot. Here, I probably need to work on my outro skills for my videos a little bit. I want to thank everybody for watching. If I missed something out, somebody wants to know about, or any other questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Check out my Instagram. Put that right here on the screen right now. But I think other than that, I was able to get everything. So I do have a lot of plans for the truck, especially in the next couple months. As far as body work, getting the truck painted, wheels and tires, or wheels, already got the tires, bumpers, running boards, all that kind of stuff. But I thought it would be at least a fun, cool idea to capture a video of the truck before I did any of that stuff, to have a good, I guess like a base, or hey, this is where my project started from, and then document everything, and then just show you guys can be a part of it too. That's gonna do it for the video. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it.